You could
Oh boy,
probably
we're about
make
to
a
come-
case that her current state of being is not necessarily much alive to begin with.
No, not so much.
No.
Which is,
Further fuel to the fire of the whole rough state of being bit.
yeah, she also said, what she also said in a separate dialogue box right before the stage started, like, huh, I have nothing left to protect. Did I ever have anything to live for in the first place? I wonder about that.
God.
And what that tells you is that the demon powers are kind of fucking with her brain, because it's like, wait, because she's not all there. That's clear, but does she remember her husband? Does she remember her daughter? How much of her head is taken over by the demon at this point? How far gone is she?
In truth, I didn't even know Oichi had a daughter to begin with, so oof, yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, it's up in the air. It really depends on which version you're talking about.
Yeah. Just for a fuel to the fire that, damn, fucking Oda really just did not give two shits about what happened to people around him sometimes. Unless you're,
It's really
Matsunaga in Warriors, in which case I forgive you.
Never gets old.
Nope.
It really is a matter of interpretation, because here, of course, he's known through history as being something of a villain. So in Samurai Warriors, they just portray him as the ultimate jackass, especially in Nobunaga's Ambition.
Yeah.
And in Basara, they just sort of roll with he is literally the devil. So we're just gonna have him play the role of the devil.
Yep, Capcom 2.0 with the whole Oda being the devil bit.
Did they do that in Onimusha?
Yes.
Did that happen in the first game, or is that like they held off until the third game
That's
for that?
the first game. I have played the second game before, and it is a really good game. I just forget who the villain is. I don't know if they did bring Oda back at all in future installments, though. I've watched Johnny play the first game on Xbox, and I played the second one myself. But I own, like, the first 3 games. I need to get on that at some point.
I thought there were only 3. I have heard that there is an incarnation of Hideyoshi in there, but I don't know what his role is, if he has one.
Yeah, that would be interesting to look into. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll have to actually play Onimusha for stream, and you can check it out for yourself. Which
reminds me, actually, so you know Six Samurai?
Yeah.
You know the little monkey cards?
Oh yeah. What was it called? Shien's spy, Shien's assistant, stuff like the weird little monkeys.
Shien's foot soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're monkeys. Those are actually based on Hideyoshi Toyotomi, because he was frequently called a monkey or a gorilla. Depending on interpretation.
Right.
Basara rolls with Big Gorilla Man. Samurai Warriors rolls with Tiny Monkey Man.
Yeah. That does add up. Yeah.
Needless to say, I prefer Gorilla to Monkey.
And well, it also helps that we gave him a hell of a cool design, and voiced by Chris Abbott.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right behind me.
You're telling me
And
to lose a ninja? Okay.
thank you, Mr. Matt Mercer.
Trying to make me take you
Damn it,
seriously.
I had something and I lost it.
Gorilla Man.
Gorilla Man, Monkey. Man.
Hideyoshi.
Right, okay, so he was frequently called a monkey due to the generally public opinion that Hideyoshi was hideously inept and incompetent, such as in his, as mentioned previously, multiple failed invasions of Korea and failure to run a police state within Japan's own borders. So they kind of call him a monkey in that regard, a worthless failure.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I kind of can't fault him too much, considering I get the ambition of trying to reach into Korea, but also just like, that strait is kind of rough to navigate. Hurricanes and all that shit.
You got the Philippines, you got China, etc.
The many times that Japan tried to invade China, I think even under Oda he tried to do it once, but You know, hurricanes in that strait just not being optimal for boat travel.
No, not even a little bit.
Nope.
I will not let you tread upon this snow. This is Lord Kenshin's land.
God, it's been a while since we've been here, I think.
Yeah, no kidding. So I've also been weighing on this thought for a few minutes now. I guess I'll just say I don't really think Oda was obviously it's safe to say Oda's probably not someone we consider a Demon King remotely by like our modern standards, or like what it just with the power of hindsight, because I think he wasn't he like the first dude to actually unite Japan under one banner, at least first one in a very long while.
It's your own fault for fighting.
Yes, technically, he was one of the first shoguns. But it was also under police state, under military rule, as opposed to peaceful rule. Everyone was sort of under his thumb. Obey or we'll destroy your property.
I'll give him credit for ending the warring period that's been going on for a good while. But on the other hand, also the shogunate system is also a piece of shit that would ultimately lead Japan down a very dark path for centuries to come, culminating in their World War II happening.
Yeah,
not the nuke spit, but the, you know, joining the Axis bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you can thank a lot of that on the Tokugawa shogunate.
Yeah.
Which ran for, I think, 200 years, at least well into the 1800s, where there were attempts from Japan to make contact with the outside world, and then the Tokugawa shogunate was like, hey, we're going to try to introduce Catholicism to Japan, and nobody liked that, so they're like, yeah, we're going to go back to being isolationists again. Because your religion and ours are fundamentally incompatible.
On one hand, a fairly base take, but on the other hand, also the isolationism is also still ongoing as a gigantic problem with even modern Japan. Despite despite in recent times them seeming like they're fairly outgoing, they're ultimately really not. I'm only really talking about this because I was watching a video from, who the fuck was it? Not half as interesting. I think it was real life lore about why Japan's population is still declining because of the old age and the lack of real incentive for them to bring in people, foreigners and all that stuff.
It's literally about the old guard, old traditions, old honor. You live by your honor before you live for survival. If honor dictates that you and your entire clan or your entire city-state must die, then you will, even if that sounds stupid, and you should prioritize the survival of your people.
Ooh, new cutscene. I guess
this one's going to be difficult to talk over.
Yeah, well, I guess to bring this up really fast, it extends far beyond even just the whole work till you die ideology, and also on the fact that there's no, like, you know how often at universities there's like a lot of foreign exchange students?
Yeah.
It's kind of, especially at ASU, Japan doesn't have anything like that. In fact, it's very difficult to transfer there to begin with, so it's like, yeah, that's not helping too much with like bringing in outside people.
It's all old money.
Yeah, old money, that's a great way of looking at it.
Please, pretty bird.
Old money, old blood.
So Keiji's like, wait, you're still alive? I didn't know that. I haven't seen you since I used to work for the Oda faction back during the time of the first game, or what would have been.
Holy shit, I didn't even know you did work for Oda. Damn.
If you go into any of the Samurai Warriors games, Maeda Keiji, the hideously ugly version, is one of Oda's top allies.
Are you trying to catch me?
But so here it's like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. Let's catch up. Are you all right? And Oichi's already gone at this point. She's like, oh, those feathers, you're pretty. I'm gonna pluck those feathers, / pull your hair out, / maybe take your head off. So it's like, at this point, she's not hearing anything that anyone is saying.
Literally just, not more so, what am I trying to say? Essentially the equivalent of like sleepwalking is where she's at right now, yeah. Not lucid at all.
Yeah, kind of. And everyone else around her is just trying to get her to come back to her senses. Like, hey, we have a home for you. We can give you back to a normal life. Just let us help you. And she's not even hearing it.
Yeah.
At this point, not that I think she would take it anyway, even if she was in her right mind, but she can't even hear them.
It is nice to stop and think of bygone days.
I think the best way for the audience to think about it is like, think of it as being like drugged to shit, and your body is mostly being controlled by another entity, more or less.
I hate that the first thing that my mind went to was Zack and Cloud finally breaking out of the Mako tubes.
You know, that's not even a bad analogy, really.
At the end of Crisis Core and leading into the beginning of 7.
Yeah.
How Cloud thinks he's Zack.
Let us banish the cold so that spring may flourish across the lands.
Because, their bodies were absorbing radiation juice for 5 comatose years.
Yeah, pretty much. I think under Cloud, that's just more like raw hypnotism than like than lacking lucidity. But I can definitely see the comparison there.
That reminds me, I need to play more of 7 Remake PS5 version now. I've only put like an hour or two into that game, just to the part where you get an apartment for some reason.
I need to eventually sit down and start playing it, period. I also need to reopen my PS4 already. And I feel like at this point, I am obligated to play it at some point. Partly because of the amount of content that the 3D model for Tifa's given us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been seeing that too.
Yup. Also, even just this win post for her is just creepy as hell, with the fact that she's just raw, like almost hypnotized by this thing, but still got the cheery victory music playing.
Yeah, they probably should have
switched this in minor notes or something.
Probably should have put in 2 or 3 different victory tracks instead of only having the one.
Yeah.
But you're going to want to play that either on the PS5 of your own if you can never get one, or on PC, because the Yuffie episode is not available on PS4.
That's not shocking.
And the Yuffie episode is canon.
Yep, I know. They bring back a few things for that. I think, don't they bring in a character from Dirge of Cerberus for that also?
Yes, the 2 villains, Weiss the Immaculate and the guy with the black hair.
Yeah, and that's
Nero the something.
And it's funny to think about, given the end of Dirge of Cerberus and Genesis.
Oh, do you want to be sort of topical? Because I just remembered something.
Shoot.
That's going to date this and also be bad.
Okay,
but you know what? We already brought up DC Douglas.
I am curious. You have my attention now, man. I
one
think
of the two
going.
Dirge. One of the 2 Dirge guys, I forget which one, the black one or the white one, is voiced by Damon Mills.
Right, yeah.
We still don't have a clear outcome on that yet. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks since that came to light, I think.
I think so, yeah. I'm just like, that's a hell of a thing to wake up to.
Yeah, that was a day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this stage is also not... The stage isn't going to have a cutscene, but it's also going to have a lot of dialogue, so keep your ears and your eyes open for those text boxes.
Can I share something funny?
Sure.
I used to be actual friends with Damon Mills on Facebook, and the way that came about, the way that came about is because back when he was just going under Lord Krahavos on YouTube, back when in his amateur days, when he was still living in Hawaii, like he was a fairly public guy and he seemed pretty chill. I wonder if at first I thought him nuking his Facebook was just because he was going pro or stuff like that, but I wonder if the thing that was in that the Anime News Network article about the allegations isn't tied to that somehow. Not obviously he deleted his old Facebook account like years ago, but I wonder if that isn't unrelated.
Probably cut the trail off.
Yeah.
Everything is all right. Still the same person.
Are you like stunned with okay, there we go. You look like you were stunned with Oichi for a few seconds.
Toshie attacks really quickly, so it's hard to get a lock on where he is. He kind of flips and moves all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be worried if I get too hurt.
So yeah, in this stage, you come back to the Maeda clan, which were also former direct subordinates of the Oda clan. So they are very, very well acquainted with Oichi. And so they're like, oh, you've been through a lot. We actually know about everything you've been through. Hey, come here with us. We'll give you food. We'll give you a home. We'll give you shelter. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay now. And again, she's just not hearing a word of it, but they're going to keep pleading with her for the duration of this entire stage. This entire 10 minutes, they're going to be talking about it.
Oh, jeez.
That flag belongs to Nobunaga's forces.
Oh, you are just holding guard and letting them attack. Okay, so you're just letting the attacks go through. Okay. I thought Oichi was like stunned or something.
Yeah, because in this first part of the stage, if you get them to even 2/3 of their health bar, then it just triggers them to run away.
Yeah.
So I want to make as much of the dialogue play as possible.
You know, it's worth seeing something a minute ago that just also reminded me about the whole issues with Oichi's playstyle I was mentioning earlier. When only the guy was on the screen before the wife came in, a giant arm popped up behind him. I think it was definitely one of the R2 attacks, I want to say offhand. And it was just
L1 triangle, I think. You summoned the two arms that try to clap.
Yeah, or no, not even that one. The one where it just sticks out of the ground and starts slamming.
Oh, neutral triangle.
Yeah. It was just seeing that I remembered. Oh yeah. One of the other issues with this character is that it's very easy to miss attacks and just sit open.
Yes, that attack is supposed to grab enemies and just smash them into the ground repeatedly.
Yeah.
You do not have a very good chance of actually grabbing a boss with it.
Yeah, the characters like these really suffer when trying to deal with bosses because of the fact that if you're trying to hit someone who's moving around and it's just one character, the giant sweeping attacks usually are very effective at it, so... yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, especially for characters that bounce all over the place like Toshie does.
Yup. Still got that requirement.
Oichi, on the day you first disappeared, I set a place for you. It's been there since.
Wait, is Matsu voiced by Kate Higgins?
Who do those belong to?
No.
No, sound like it from here. Okay.
The only notable thing that this actress, I think, has done outside of this, to my immediate recollection, is Ikitosen. And maybe Street Fighter, I don't remember what in. In the anime dub by Funimation, Matsu is voiced by Jamie Markey.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that. You said Ikitosen, I just had a full-on Obi-Wan moment. Oh, Ikitosen. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
It's a name you'll hear every other month if you're still playing the Senran Kagura games. They still have Ikitosen DLC even to the most recent games.
Even the most recent games, wow. I thought it was only Esteval versus and that's it.
Esteval versus and the pinball game, I think, but also the Splatoon game. Also the mobile game crossovers. Like, there's two Senran Kagura mobile games. I played one of them, and like the first day I booted the game up, and for first-time players, it gives you a couple of 10 summon tickets, and one of the first characters I got was Tamamo.
Fate Tamamo?
From Fate Grand Order. Yes, Fate Grand Order Tamamo. I guess they were doing a collaboration.
Huh. Oh
That
yeah,
in,
that's
like,
right.
20
There is the art from the Senran Kagura guy for Tamamo. I thought that was just like a one-off thing. Holy shit, okay.
I think it's time for me to go.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't even know that was happening. It's like, huh! Alright. And that was
Big
in,
PP,
like,
alright, cool.
December. That was in, like, December of 2019 or December of 2020.
Yeah. That looked absolutely hilarious.
Look, a firefly. And another there. And there.
Where are you?
We lost one. We must strengthen our defenses around the rest.
Sort of.
You're too late. The camp is already ours.
Where are you?
So I guess I'll share something with you that I don't think I've really shared with other people, and it's regarding Ikutosen, and it's still kind of funny.
Yeah.
I watched the original Ikutosen with my dad.
Good job.
Okay, so me and my dad, first of all, he's not my biological dad, he's my adoptive dad, so it's not really that uncomfortable, but it's just like, oh, there's like full-on like sex stuff going on in this. Oh, that's way more explicit than I was expecting. Okay.
Yeah. It's, that must have been an experience for the ages.
Never forget that when my dad's best friend, who is as disconnected and Gen X as possible from a lot of anime stuff, just being like, "Hey guys, you're a hero of High School of the Dead," and I was like, "Oh no, oh here we go."
Ugh. No, thank you.
You know, a good barometer for figuring out when a show is popular is when someone from a generation above you is familiar with the show. It's just like, ah, yes, I see. This is clearly gone out of control, gone awry.
Yes, although I'd like to walk off a bridge now.
Practically.
Oh, jeez.
It's not even like a cool best friend either. It's like one of those guys from that pretty much like embodies a stereotypical 1980s like high school comedy movie. So it's just like, I'm in for a fun time.
Oh, I love the people that never grow up past high school.
Right? I love it when 1980s is my personality. Wow, that is not the design I would have expected for a Nero in this series. Okay. Oh, is that a Yumi costume? For,
no.
For Tamamo?
No, it's real.
That is the actual character.
Yes.
What the hell's going on with Nero then? That does not look like Nero.
Give me a sec. Let me try to find it.
I can't take this hunger anymore.
Army can't move on empty stomach, and you're sure as fuck not gonna get Toshie to move.
Just give up and come live with us. I don't think
Yeah, see, there he is. He's offering them a place to live, offering her a place to live and rest and be free even now.
I don't understand how this happened. Those two empty bowls always remain on the meal table. One of them is for Keiji, and the other one is for you.
That's a cute statement.
I wash rice for your meal every day, in the hopes that you would return to Aida.
I'm starting to be concerned about where the story mode is ultimately going with Oichi, if it's still going, if it's like no one's able to reach through to her, and it seems like the demon's grasp on her is getting stronger.
Even as we speak, my hands remain.
Yeah. I mean, she's saying it herself. But yeah, it's you can hear the desperation in Matsu's voice there. She's actually like on the verge of crying.
Yeah.
All they want is to have not even their family, just a family again.
You must have a lot at stake here.
So it's really funny when all of the regular stage dialogue plays in between the serious dialogue.
Yeah.
All the stupid shit where Toshie talks about being hungry and being so strong he doesn't need armor.
Yeah. Slight mood whiplash there, but yeah.
from the number of scars I have. This isn't my first fight.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
They didn't put a lot of work into this. I don't know if you would call it an audio thing or not.
It is Matsu who I have always and will always fight for. Nothing will ever change it.
Oh yeah, while we're still on the perpetual note of actors never meet your heroes, in the Funimation anime dub, Toshie Maeda is voiced by Chuck Huber.
Oof. Man.
God, we're really running the gamut here.
Yeah. Man, what 10 years can do to your general outlook of voice actors. Holy shit. Well, I mean, even back then, Vic seemed kinda, as a kid would say, pretty sus. because of the way he generally acted and outwards, yeah.
I don't know, he was already a douche.
Yeah.
But it's like, even the people surrounding him... I've met Chuck Huber before. He used to be a really cool dude. I actually got to chatting with him for almost like 5 minutes one time. Yeah. And even at Comic-Con, Phoenix Comic-Con, where you're supposed to charge like $40 to sign stuff, he just got caught up in conversation and signed my stuff anyways before I even asked. And he was like, that's cool, you can keep it. You can keep your Battle of Gods with the signed peel-off thing. You can keep that for free.
Man. That's depressing.
Yeah. And we have... And Mitsunari is voiced by Troy, who did a 180 on the NFT thing, but still said, hey, let's do the NFT voice thing that will put me out of a job.
And also came across as the most out-of-touch man on the face of the earth during the backpedaling, yeah.